An airline passenger fell asleep two-thirds of the way to her destination. When she awoke, the distance remaining was one-fourth of the distance traveled while she slept. How much of the entire trip was she asleep? It's a difficult problem. You really want to understand the question. You want to make sure you understand exactly what's going on. I will solve this problem visually. I'm going to start with uh, a length a length that represents the total distance traveled by the passenger. So since she fell asleep two-thirds of the way to her destination, I am going to assume the entire length has three equal parts. And let's shade some of these parts. I'm going to shade this part yellow. I'm going to shade this part yellow. So if these little rectangles, this one, and this one, they're all the same size, I can safely conclude that the passenger fell asleep right here, right at this point. And you fall asleep at a point. You remain asleep for a duration of time. You really want to understand this problem is more about your understanding of English and less about your understanding of fractions. Okay? So she was awake during the yellow stretch. Okay? She falls asleep at this line. And I'm going to change this line to a different color. I'm going to make it red. Okay? And then what happened? I'm going to make this green. She wakes up somewhere, let's just say somewhere around here. Okay? And I am going to write falls asleep. I'm going to write or label these points. This is where she's falling asleep. This is the moment she fell asleep, the red line, and woke up. And green line is the moment she woke up. So far, so good, except for what else is going on. The question says, this line of the question says, when she awoke, the distance remaining was one-fourth of the distance traveled while she slept. What's that supposed to mean? Well, we'll find out soon. Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm going to put this guy here. I'm not being very accurate, okay? No. She is awake in the yellow area. She is asleep in the white area. And she is awake again in the pink area because she fell asleep at this point and she remains asleep right here. And she wakes up at this point and she is awake in the pink shaded area. How do we interpret this line? Let's read it again. When she awoke, the distance remaining was one-quarter of the distance traveled while she slept. She slept during this distance, okay, or time. She woke up at this point and she remained awake right here. So the question, this part of the question says, the pink part must be one-fourth of the white part. And you really want to get that. Pink part must be one-fourth of the white part. And my picture may not be accurate. It really doesn't matter. It's a conceptual thing. A good picture helps us a lot. So according to the underlying part of the question, I can conclude pink part is 1 unit and the white part must be 4 units. That's why, that's the only way the pink part could be 1/4 of the white part. So let's write it down. If the pink part is 1 unit, it could be 1 hour, it could be 10 minutes, doesn't matter. This has to be 4 units. Now, we're almost done. So in the last 1/3 of our trip, we have 5 units. These two parts must also be 5 units because all parts were equal. This has to be 5 units. And this also has to be 5 units. Again, yellow parts, she's awake. Pink part, she's awake. White part, she's asleep. So if the entire duration of the trip was 15 hours, she was asleep for 4 hours. So the answer has to be 4/15. And yeah, you can solve this problem algebraically. And if you draw a good picture, you will have a better understanding of the problem. And you will also be able to solve it really quickly. A good picture helps a lot. I hope that helps.